What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the All Drink to That podcast, where we get to know streamers over two things we have in common: a cold drink and video games. I'm That Gaming Dad, and today's guest we have today is coming from us from north of the border over in Canada. He won't tell you this, but I will. He's a professional Rainbow Six Siege player, and that's going to be Canuckles. All right, go ahead and introduce yourself to everybody, Canuckles.
Hello, everyone. My name is Canuckles, or Friendly Canuck. I'm like the Gaming Dad said, I am a professional Rainbow Six Siege player, although I didn't tell you that, he did. So I play tournaments with a small team, though right now we're looking for more players. So we're hoping to expand eventually, and either that or me join another team, but we'll see how life works out.
All right. So first question I always got to ask. I know you're not drinking with me, but what is it that you are drinking tonight?
Okay, so this year I got a big ass bottle that I'm pretty sure I stole from a restaurant.
Oh shit! Don't say that. Off the record.
No, I borrowed it from a restaurant.
Oh, there we go.
So it's just water and Mio. That's literally all it is.
And that shit's good shit though. All right, but he will be he will be back. I might have to have him guest star on the stream with me or something. I believe he said in August, right? August?
Yeah, in August I'll actually be.
And then he'll be able to have a drink with me.
Yeah.
All right, so this first question I'm going to ask, you have until the very end of the podcast to answer.
Okay.
Give you some time to think about it. Kind of a deep thought question, kind of not. What's the best piece of advice that anyone's given you about streaming? And if you could tell me who it is also. And then if a new up and coming streamer came to you and said, hey, how can I do this? What would be your advice to them?
Okay, that is a really deep question.
Yeah, so you have some time to think on that.
Yeah.
And for now, let's go ahead and
think it over.
Let's go ahead and get in. So we're playing with some Cold War today. I'm gonna be a little bit rusty because I switched over to Vanguard.
I'm legit gonna be the exact same way. I haven't touched Cold War in, I want to say, several months. I've been purely grinding Siege.
Wait, before this game starts, I gotta chug a beer. That's a new tradition. I almost forgot.
Dude, I'll chug whatever I got in here. Let me know when we're going.
Oh my bad, I already went.
Oh shit, you forgot me.
I was mid-drink when you started talking.
Woof.
All right. Oh, that was nice. All right, so you're gonna be the second back-to-back person this week that I met through Chris the Brit.
Chris is a great guy.
So CJ Schultz had a great story about how they met. If you haven't watched that episode after this episode, go check that one out. Tell us a little bit about your relationship with Chris.
Okay, I met Chris probably about, I want to say it was about a year and a half ago through a team called EMGG, or Eastern Media GG. And it started pretty chill. Like, me and him just talked a little bit, and then we realized we both love cars. So he's a big Forza fan.
Yeah, huge.
Mentioned.
Yeah.
So I used to play Forza and do like drifting with him. And it was just, there was something else. Like, me and him would just chat on Twitter and in DMs, and we would just have so much fun. We're both weebs. So it worked out perfectly. So I've known him now for about a year and a half, and he's probably one of my better friends online.
Yeah, I heard some good stories from him and CJ about the drift lobbies you guys used to have going on.
Oh, those were crazy.
So you mentioned Eastern Media. Chris did mention that group also. Was that the same group that you guys were in with Dill Pickle also?
Yes, with Dill Pickle.
Yeah, that's my guy. I love Dill.
No, he's a great guy. I always thought he was cool. I haven't been part of VMDG for a long while now, but he was always good to me.
And was it the same kind of story that Chris told me? It's just kind of like wasn't good vibes in there?
I wouldn't say it was the vibes. It was more just, I realized that, so I was going through a little bit of a tough mental stretch, and I realized that if I didn't think I was good enough with the team, I should probably learn to be better without the team. So I decided to just go on my own and just try and figure things out and make sure that I was making the right decisions for myself through streaming.
Yeah, that's a good mindset. Like, I mentioned this in a few of the podcasts already, like with Senile Panda. I think we had this conversation with Shake, also Shakenburger. Just being part of these companies, it's really easy to try and, partner up with these companies to try and grow. Yeah. But the approach you're saying, I really love, like, let me get myself right before I start, trying to make someone else get me right, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like if I'm struggling to do it with them, how the hell am I going to do it on my own someday? Like I just kind of gotta approach things on my own and just try and figure out my own vibe and what works for me and what doesn't work.
I really hope the viewers aren't judging me right now because I'm a hard scoping bitch.
I'm trying to get gold the PPSH.
Well, I'm on my M16, but like literally, I just like turn corners, just hard scoping. That's how I play.
And M16 actually go hard. I'm not gonna.
I love it. If you connect with that one burst, is done. And this is actually the only gun I have gold on the whole game. All right, so
I got laying down.
oh shit. All right, so what point in your life, if you remember like how old you were or where you were at in life, was it that you decided to start attempting streaming? And tell us a little story about that. Like what was your mindset coming into it?
Okay, so it was probably around 2016 actually. So I'm not even gonna do the math. I'm so bad at math.
I was waiting for you to say an age so I can complain about how old I am.
Well, I'm 18 now, so 2016 would have been about almost 5 years ago.
Oh Lord, 2016. I was already fucking 22 years old. God.
So, yeah, I would have been like 14. Maybe no, I would have been 13. I would have been 13 years old. So I used to watch this streamer who streamed PS4 Rainbow Six Siege. His name was Mocha Color Gamer. He's now Mocha, and he's since quit streaming for now just to focus on his mental health. But I used to watch him stream, and I always thought it was so cool that he always had these viewers and all these people talking to him. And of course, I loved Rainbow Six Siege at the time, so me and him got along really well. And one day I was like, screw it. I learned that there was a streaming feature on the PS4 built in. So I'm like, I'm going to create an account, like a secondary account that I can use for it. And I'm just going to try it. And, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And, see how that turns out.
I'm going to sound like a bitter old man right now.
Yeah.
But you kids have it so easy. Like when I first attempted YouTube and streaming, well, first of all, YouTube, I used to record my videos on my phone.
Oh,
and then when you did save up a little bit of money, you had to buy an Elgato or buy a capture card.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't until, like you said, PS4 and the Xbox One where they built that shit right in there.
I don't know why I never thought about it earlier. It really wouldn't have been that hard to create.
And then, so what about your name? Where did the name come from? Canucks, I really thought that's like a hockey team, right? I'm not big.
Canucks.
I'm not big into hockey, but like I know a few of the teams, and that's about where my mind went.
Yeah, no, I'm actually a Montreal Canadiens fan, so I'm not a Vancouver Canucks fan. As crazy as it sounds, everyone is always in disbelief when they hear that. But the name, as weird as it sounds, it didn't start out this way. So my name started out as Luke3756, which was like an amalgamation of my name and a YouTuber I used to watch growing up named Matt3756, who did these arcade videos. So he'd play like arcade machines, and I used to love that shit. So I named myself after him, thinking I was cool and slick. But after a while, I realized that's super hard to market for. Like, people are gonna be like, "What's your name?" And I'm gonna be like Luke3756 and see the reaction when they have no clue how to remember the numbers. But
and also, it's just it was your name, like
yeah,
it's not something like really relatable.
Yeah,
unless your name's also Luke.
Yeah, who wants Luke3756 thrown across a t-shirt? Last time I checked, that's not very popular. But basically, my new name came to be on a really weird night. I was vibing it, and then I realized, wait a minute, I need to market myself. Like, if I'm going to carry on streaming, at the time I had like 400 followers, and I'm like, I'm getting to the point now where I should start marketing myself. And I was trying to think of names, and I honestly couldn't think of anything. And then one night I stumbled across the Friendly Canadian, and I thought it sounded good, but there was something about it that just didn't seem right. In a sense, like it just didn't fit perfectly. So I was trying to think of like different synonyms for Canadian, and I stumbled across Canuck, which it means a European settler in Canada, which is what my family did back in the day. But yeah, so I came across the Friendly Canuck, and it's kind of just stuck ever since. It's been that way for about 3 years now, almost 3 years.
Yeah, and that's the thing when you're picking your name, it's something you do have to think about. When you're starting to take it a little bit more serious.
Yeah,
I made my name switch. We don't talk about my old name. not proud of it for reasons we're not going to talk about. But when I was in the process
later.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we could talk about it off the record later. There's a YouTuber named iMaverick, and he posted some videos like about growing, right? and he had said when it comes to picking your name,
Yeah.
pick something that represents you, but something that's relatable. So I sat there and thought pretty hard about that. And I was like, you know what? That gaming dad, it's like something people get. I work all day, stream at night, come home, have a beer. And if you have kids, you can relate to that.
Okay. So that is quite actually relatable. I'm not gonna lie, someone just called me a hacker in.
Oh, yikes. So you're kind of, let me see, what's your score? Where you at? There you go, right there at the top of the board.
Oh, we got defeated. I was so close to get that last kill.
But yeah, that game, well, actually, there was a few The Gaming Dads.
Yeah.
Or a few gaming dads, but no That Gaming Dads. So, it's a little unique, but a little, not, but it is what it is. All right, so last gamer standing. You're in this competition that you're gonna win, by the way. Yeah, you're gonna win. But tell everybody what this competition is. It's called Last Game Standing, but give us some details.
So Last Gamer Standing is like a little competition made up by a guy named Monster Deface. He's I believe he's a partner streamer actually on Twitch. And so he created this competition, and the whole point of it is to try and give awareness to some streamers and also to give back. So what happens is it's a voting based competition. You sign up, I believe they picked 55 people that they thought really stood out based on the answers that they gave to the questions they provided. And from there, basically they had 10 days to get votes. And at the end of it, the top 15 people move on to round 2. And what you end up winning at the end of it, if you finish first, is $25,000 and a 2-page advert in their gaming magazine.
So on your end, do you kind of just have to sit and wait for the votes? Are there any kind of challenges going on or anything?
There aren't challenges per se. There are challenges, but they don't have to do anything with the actual voting. The challenges are actually for prizes. So they'll have a thing where they'll ask a question, and through a video, they have a platform for it. And if you answer a question they really like, you have a chance to win prizes. So they gave out a PS5 the other day. Actually, no, sorry. They're giving out PS5 in about an hour, actually.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, to just one of the people that is moving on. So one of the top 15 people is going to get a PS5.
So you might be joining me in the PS5 lobby.
I might be joining you next time on a PS5. And on top of that, they had a few other things. When you first started, they gave out, I'm trying to remember, I believe it was a $100 Steam gift card or something like that.
Well, that's big, man. That's great. Try to give back to some smaller creators. I don't like the term small content creator because...
Yeah, because we're not small. We're just,
we're not huge. We're learning. So you could give me the link to that so I can put that in the description of the video on where they could vote for you.
Yep.
And by the time this comes out, hopefully it'll be towards the last vote, and hopefully you'll still be in it and they can help you out. But I'll definitely tweet it out on Twitter for you also.
I appreciate it, man.
To try and get you some support on that.
Yeah, I need some upgrades. I also need a lot of help because I'm actually dropping out of college soon.
Oof.
Yeah, not for any bad reasons, just not what I want to do with my life. So
and that's something. There's a podcast I love to watch called Peer to Peer Podcast.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if you've heard of him, but it's this guy Legend of Winning and Agent Zero.
Zero.
Yeah, so that's their favorite thing to talk about. How dropping out of college is the best thing that ever happened.
Yeah. For me, I don't know if it's gonna be the best thing that'll ever happen to me, but it's definitely what I need to do personally, just to kind of do what I want to do.
And for me, dropping out, I wouldn't say was a good part of my life, but definitely I don't think school was for me either. And I don't think I was gonna gain anything from it.
Yeah, I'm the same.
All right, so speaking of, winning that money and making some upgrades.
Yeah.
So we'll start with this and there'll be a follow-up question. Okay. What is your next upgrade in your setup that you plan on making?
Next upgrade will probably have to be some of my PC. So I'm a big computer nerd, especially when it comes to building. So that's actually what I was in college for, was a computer systems technician. So I love building computers, so I'll probably upgrade my graphics card, to be honest. And I made a promise to one of my friends, who's one of my customers right now, that if I win the competition, I'll add a little upgrade to the build I'm doing for them right now. So I'll probably have to say a graphics card. I know that they're really expensive and really hard to come across right now.
Yeah, but hey, you'll have the money though. Shit, if you win, you could fucking build a whole new PC, a dream PC.
I honestly would, but honestly, right now I have a dream PC.
Oh
yeah, so I got exactly what I wanted at the time. I didn't compromise. So
I'm on like the opposite end of the spectrum. I bought a pre-built PC that really isn't that good, but gets the job done, dude. Yeah, kinda. I could pretty much play any game I want to play, but I can't do it while streaming.
That is
that's the issue. So that's why I stream from I stream from the computer, but I play on my PS5.
Okay.
So yeah, if I had one complaint, that'd be it. But you know, beggars can't be choosers. It gets my editing done. I can stream from it. It definitely gets the job done. But so the follow-up question is, what's something that's part of your setup that you couldn't see yourself letting go of, even if there was a better option?
It's gonna be my guitar. It's not exactly a stream item, but it's something that's always in the background of my streams. But that guitar was the first guitar I ever bought with my own money, and it's going to stick with me even after I buy a new guitar after I win Last Gamer Standing. 100% gonna stick around.
So you build computers, you play the guitar.
Yeah.
What can't this man do? All trades. And he's a professional Rainbow Six Siege player. This man has it all. So I put a recipe in front of you, you'll probably burn the pot. Is that
I'll probably burn the house down.
Nice.
That's about all I can claim. I'm actually popping off right now, I'm not gonna lie.
I had a 6 kill streak that I was pretty hype about, because like I said, I haven't played this game in quite some time. I'm pretty hype about that. All right, so what was your favorite stream that you ever had? And give us some details. What made this stream your favorite? Why was it great?
Well, I can tell you one. I got raided by one of my idols about a couple months ago. So this guy's name is Garfield is Doc. He's a Rainbow Six Siege player who's much better than myself, honestly. But he's
that's nonsense. You're a Rainbow Six Siege professional. There's nobody better than you.
Oh, I wish that was the case. Maybe one day. But no, his name is Garfield is Doc, and I was just started my stream. It was probably about 5 minutes into the actual stream, not even, and I got a notification that I got rated for 150 viewers.
Oh.
Yeah, and it was from Garfield is Doc, and I'm like, no way, not a chance. Like, this is not the real Garfield. Why would Garfield even come close to me? I'm on a 7 kill streak.
Oh, so you just had the one up, yeah.
Always, why not?
So, do you feel like you were ready for that raid?
100% was.
So having that many people in there, it didn't shake you. You were go with it.
I was good to go. I think I dropped like 13 kills in that game. So like that's really good by Siege standards. 13 kills in a game where 1 death and you're out is really good.
And how was the chat reacting? Were they hyping you up?
They were hyping me up. Like that was one of the nicest things anyone's ever done for me. Like I haven't been raided with that many people before, but I think I handled it about as best as I could. You know, with the situation. Like I've only had one other major raid before, and it was like 80 viewers.
And that's like my favorite thing about getting raids. I haven't got anything close to that. Like I think the biggest one I got was like 20, which is I'm happy for anything they send.
Man, that's pretty good.
It is. Especially I probably average. I haven't pulled my stats up in a while. I probably average like 4 or 5 viewers a stream.
Yeah, that's good.
So getting 20 tossed in there is a super game changer.
Yeah.
But my
almost on our leaderboard.
That was at the bottom of our leaderboard. Nice.
Oh, I got the player of the game.
Hell yeah. But so I was gonna say my favorite thing about getting raids is of course the thought behind it. You know, someone thought enough to raid me, but also just, you know, anytime like you get raided over from somebody, the ones that stay, you know, of course some people just click off right away. It's not my favorite streamer no more. But the ones that stick around, they bring like such a positive energy.
Oh,
like I feel like, because you know they're representing their favorite streamer.
Yeah.
So they're coming in, bringing tons of energy, hyping up the chat, and it just brings like you know a whole new level to the stream.
No, I understand that 100%. Actually, one of my favorite things from that one stream in particular was that I am now followed on both Twitter and Twitch by one of my Siege idols.
And that's also that's a good, like when you get followed by someone that you look up to like that.
Yep.
It just puts a big ass smile on your face.
It was incredible, and I think I almost cried, but at the same time, like I'm not going to cry in front of everyone.
And that's not, and like when I get someone that follows me, that like, you know, of course you're not supposed to care about your Twitter ratio, like, you know, But when I get someone that follows me that has like 4,000 followers and follow like 70 people, I'm like, who sent you?
I've been followed on Twitter before by people with like 1 million followers. And I'm like, why? What are you following?
I'm like, where did you find me? And who sent you here?
Are you some sort of spy? Are you trying to take me down? Are you trying to cancel me?
Yeah, you're trying to find something.
They'll never find anything on me.
We're not going to talk cancel culture. We're not doing that on the podcast.
Yeah, I don't get too toxic.
Yeah, I'll probably get canceled for talking about that. All right, so let's switch the subject. All right. So, off the top of your head, what's the next big milestone that you have set for yourself for the stream?
Next big milestone would be $1,000 earned from being a Twitch affiliate. I believe I'm at like 900, so I'm getting pretty close, like one payout away. My other big one that like I'm super excited for is gonna be 15,000 channel views. I'm currently at just under 14,000. So just the fact, like I remember when I hit 1,000 channel views and I'm like, I made it. I finally did something good with my life, and I'll never get higher than this. And then, you know, a couple of years later, and now I'm almost at 15,000.
As far as Twitch payouts, not to watch your pockets or anything, but have you ever done like a subathon or anything along those lines?
Never done a subathon, but I have done a 24-hour stream or attempt at one where the goal was to get subs and do a little bit of money for charity. And so I worked with this charity called Stack Up, and I actually did it with my friend. We played a ton of games. We played a ton of Siege. We switched over. We played a Way Out, and we got to, I think it was 18 hours and 45 minutes. And then I couldn't, my brain like shut down. And that's because I was so nervous for the stream that I didn't sleep the night before.
Oh, Lord.
And so it was closer to 48 or 36 hours.
Yeah,
I slept.
I've so wanted to do like a 24-hour, like a 12-hour stream.
It's taxing. 12 hours, I can do no problem. 24 hours, that is.
And for me,
I would never wish it on anyone as a punishment.
And for me, it's like, it's just trying to fit it into my schedule.
Yeah.
It's so difficult. I work Monday through Friday. So any of those days is immediately off the table. I work every other Saturday. So that's kind of like every other Saturday is off the table.
That get up.
My son does travel baseball every Sunday.
Okay.
So I'm out of town every Sunday.
Yeah.
And then, so the only way I'd be able to possibly do it would be like getting off of work on Friday.
Yeah.
Starting up and not having work on Saturday. That'd be the only way that'd be possible.
And that's, a long shot because you got to have the right timings for everything.
And I got to make sure I don't have anything to do with the kids that Saturday.
Yeah.
I got to make sure the wife doesn't have any plans.
Yeah, you gotta be a dad.
Yeah. It's rough being a full-time worker and a full-time dad. I mean, it's not hard, but let me rephrase. As a streamer,
and
it's hard.
Yeah. Well, I know how hard it is even just balancing like a relationship with streaming.
Literally. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, I've had, issues like with people in the past when it comes to streaming, just friends, and not even just friends, actual personal relationships that have gone sour just because of streaming. But at the same time, like, I'm lucky in a position now where the person I'm with is actually understanding. They do streaming themselves, so they know when to give me space and to let me do my thing.
Yeah, my fiance tries to understand. She really does. But like, I would say with recording this podcast, she's been super understanding.
This podcast is a dope idea in general.
Yeah, I love it. But like, I don't know, like, I can't even tell you how I thought of it. But like, I was just like, what would be a fun way to do a podcast? Podcasts have guests,
Yeah.
But I was like, who am I going to get on here? And I like kind of looked
find the right people.
And I got on Twitter and I was like, dude, I got so many people on my Twitter that's straight, right?
Yeah.
And something that's an immediate conversation starter.
Yeah.
And it's a good way for my audience that I have on my Twitter, on my YouTube, to get to know other people, especially because I don't stream nearly as much as I should be. So if you can't be watching me, here's somebody else you can go watch, like.
Well, the thing is, you think starting something like this would be quite hard to find the actual guest on, but when you have an actual dope idea that people like vibe with, it's not going to be hard to find people. I heard it from Chris and I had to, like,
I was terrified of doing it, but luckily the reason it's grown so fast, the idea that I had was not to have not to care of how big of a creator you are, right?
Yeah.
Like the only prejudice I might have is like I would check out your content if you just didn't have like good energy.
Oh,
I wouldn't have.
vibes.
Exactly.
Makes sense. Why would you want to promote someone or work with someone?
Exactly.
Just
But
doesn't
based on just like size, my idea was like, I don't care what size you are. If you have 0 viewers, if you have 100 viewers, cool. But I was blessed. My first few guests had decent sized followings.
Yeah.
So that kind of propelled me right out of the gate. And that was nice.
Their people wanted to go along with it. And like for me, like I'm not the biggest, but at the same time, like this show is something that I love being a part of. And going back to what you said, where it shouldn't matter exactly the size they are. I know so many people that do not get the recognition they deserve based on like the actual, size of following they end up with.
Yeah, and like my first guest was Senile Panda. He's a close friend of mine.
Oh, I love Panda. He is probably one of my favorite content creators.
Yeah, he's one of my guys. I've known him for a while. And so he was like, hell yeah, man, let's do it. And so that was we'll say he popped my cherry metaphorically.
Yeah.
Because the moment he was like, I'm down to do it. And then he recommended some people. Then Chris followed me. And Chris was like, yeah, dude, like he was super excited to do it.
Oh, yeah.
So I knew
he's a great guy. So when he sees good ideas, he hops on them.
So I knew just like as excited he was to be on, I knew that was gonna be a great episode.
Yeah.
And then from there, like with Chris, after that, I started meeting some people like Shake and Burger and Charmin. I'd been following them for a bit, but never had like an actual, not in-person conversation, obviously. But we never hopped in Discord and talked.
Yeah.
So I got to know them. And then I got to know CJ, and me and CJ were pounding beers. And I was like, it makes me look forward to Tuesdays and Thursdays. I just get to know somebody new every Tuesday and Thursday. And it's like
such a fun event.
And like, it doesn't even feel like a podcast anymore. I'm like, I'm just getting to learn getting to meet some new homies every week.
Yeah, you get to meet cool people and just get to know a bunch of people that can, teach you a thing or two, or you can even learn from them. They can learn from you. That's what I was trying to say.
Oh, I'm a little drunk. But with that being said, I do have, I'm not going to act like some streaming guru or anything.
Yeah.
But I do have a lot of information to give to anybody that would listen, because my main criticism of myself is I spend way more time learning how to do things than actually doing it.
Yeah.
I got all these things that I've learned how to do that I still haven't shown to anybody, because I'm like, oh, when I debut this on stream, it's gonna be hype, and then I want to perfect it first, before I put it out. And there's so much that like I said, as far as like my audience, not the biggest audience, but I got a few things to teach about a few things. So
I'm kind of the running joke of my friends is I'm the jack of all trades.
Exactly.
I do literally anything and anything. Like one of the things I want to debut in a stream someday is I want to do a stream from a plane.
That sounds a little dangerous.
Hey, it's not dangerous as long as you're following all the rules.
Because if I learned, I've seen one movie about an airplane.
Why are we not apes on a plane?
No.
What time was it? Was it an airplane?
No. Probably not the best example. It's called Soul Plane.
I love Soul Plane. Little Kevin.
Yeah. So if I learned anything else, is if you're flying a plane, you don't have to fully pay attention.
Yeah, I just remember the scene where Snoop Dogg goes down on some weird ass.
Yeah. And I'm like, he's taking shrooms and flying a plane. I'm sure that's not completely accurate, but I'm sure you can stream and do it. I'm sure you can.
Oh, I don't think there's any rules against that, because I've seen people take videos and all that from planes. Like it's a thing I see a lot. Like I'd only be flying a small plane. Like I still need to get my license, but I'm going to be working towards a private pilot.
Nice. So you literally do everything. Like,
yes,
so let's go back down the list. Professional Rainbow Six Siege player,
perhaps
computer expert. What are you going to school for? You build computers. You're learning to fly planes.
Yes,
but you can't cook. But that's a fair trade-off.
That's a fair trade-off. Oh, I'm also a basketball player
and a musician. You can't forget musician.
But I'm not just a musician with guitar. I actually can play. What is it? I can play guitar, ukulele. I can play clarinet, baritone, trumpet, trombone, a little bit of piano. Then I can also play drums.
People judge me when I say this. I grew up playing trumpet and clarinet.
Hey, trumpet and clarinet are dope instruments.
But yeah,
Okay.
trumpet and clarinet. And I always tell people kind of, but anybody who plays instruments will agree with me. If you could play one and learn to read music, you could almost play any instrument, I'd say minus piano and drums.
That is valid. My take on it is the fact that I actually can't read music.
Oh, shit.
So I grew up like no one in my family plays instruments. I just, for some reason, always had a knack for instruments. I like to think of myself as a child prodigy because I believe that one of my grade school music teachers wanted me to actually try out for a local orchestra, and I chose not to because I don't know, it just didn't fit what I wanted to do.
Yeah, I would say like I like I said, started with trumpet, moved to clarinet. I think at some point I even played trombone for a little bit.
Trombone is a fun instrument, but it is hard as hell because you have you don't have frets, you don't have like finger.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
really just have slide positions.
It's like muscle memory, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like it's like I always tell people. Then I went to choir and I could read music. So once again, that came really easy to me. I mean, so if you could read music, the actual playing of the instrument, that's the easy part.
That comes, yeah. I feel that once for me, I was the kind of person where I always kind of just taught myself. Like I would rather, instead of like reading the music that the teacher would give me, I would just listen to the song and try and figure it out.
So you were like Nick Cannon on drumline, we could say.
I mean, perhaps. I don't know if I'm any close to that good, but I did get pretty good after a while.
No, but I remember they would like give him shit because he didn't know how to read music, and like they kicked him out of the band and shit.
Yep. Yeah, I can't read music. I can't do anything like that.
And like I'm like not gifted as far as music at all, but I could read the hell out of music.
I wish I could, man. Like I have a book behind me that's supposed to like train me in order to apply. There's a course you can do, a test, and when you pass it, you get I forget what it's called, but you're basically, it shows that you're fully trained in rudiments of music, so you can teach it.
And that's a different story also, because I mean, I was able to read music enough to play it, but then I took a music theory class. Like
that's insane.
Like like recognizing chords.
Yeah.
And things along those lines, and I was like, yeah, I'm not built for this at all.
No, that stuff is so difficult. I always had trouble with it, but for me, I really like the rudiments of music. I don't know what it is, because I just like learning like what makes up music, what makes things actually sound nice to our ears. So I focused a lot about that in my old, so I used to have a guitar teacher back when I first started. Now I only self-teach myself. And he recommended I do the testing for rudiments of music because he thought that I was really getting the hang of it. So he gave me a book to buy that would basically make sure that I was ready for it. And I picked it up, and after 5 seconds, I realized, wait a minute, I can't read music. So I put the book down and I haven't touched it.
You're like, yeah, and I'm out. All right. All right. So the new competitor for G Fuel comes out tomorrow.
Okay.
A super crazy company making a ton of money, and they come to you as their first recruit.
Okay.
They say, Canuckles, you're our man. You're our partnership manager. Who's 3 people that you're going to give codes to that are going to build our company and bring positive vibes? Who are the 3 people going to be?
Positive vibes and a good company. First one is going to be Chris. I love Chris with a passion. He is great. One of my favorite dudes on the planet. My second one would probably be a friend of mine named Ben, or Buckshot, and he's been by my side for a while, mainly playing like I'm trying to think of the good games. We mainly played PUBG together, and we wanted to start a professional PUBG team together. So he would definitely get a code. He's a funny guy, although I don't think he streams much anymore, mainly because he's taking care of his family, which I respect. And the third person, that would be a tricky one, but I think is someone who'd be good for building a brand up. Would probably be a guy named Keegan, or Penguin, on Parabellum, which is the Challenger League Siege team that I cheer for. And that's just because he's always been there for me, but he's also a super cool guy, and I know that he has the personality. They're getting so pressed at me right now, so I keep just taking down their spawn.
All right, so I'm going to follow those guys, and I'll let you know in a week if your company grows or not. Yeah, if you pass it. So what's a company, speaking of companies, that would be your dream sponsorship?
As weird as it sounds, Nike. Nike doesn't do a ton when it comes to like video games, but the reason I like Nike is because at heart, like I'm a basketball player. I grew up playing basketball and I always wanted to do something more with it. So like I would love to work with a company like that and just try and branch the gap between, like in the recent years, there's been a massive bridge between gaming and pro athletes through sports. And I feel like that would be such a cool thing to be a part of, is just helping out with that. I know that there's a lot of professional athletes that have been, you know, getting partnered with gaming teams and getting...
Except just not Miles Leonard, right? Not
Miles Leonard.
Had to throw that out there real quick.
No, really mad at me right now. They're so heated.
Every time I ask that question, it gets one-upped, right?
Oh.
The first person I asked was Chris. He said, oh, yikes, I forgot the name of the company, but they're like Control Freaks.
Yeah.
But it's not Control Freaks, but it's a company similar.
Is it like Sway Grips or something like that, or
something like that? So then I asked Shake and Charmin. Charmin said Charmin, which I was like, oh, no, that'd be awesome. Okay. I don't remember who Shake said, but then I asked CJ.
Yeah.
And CJ said Red Bull. I was like, wow, you took it completely out of gaming. You know, that's next level. That's bridging the gap. And then now here you come, Nike. It just keeps going up and up and up every week.
I'm addicted. The main thing is that I'm addicted to Nike shoes. Like that's just always what I wore playing basketball back when I actually did something with it. And I was never crazy good, but I was always taller than everyone else, so it always helped. I'm only 6'3", 6 foot.
But still, that's well above average.
That's well above average. That's about an NBA point. So
you're big into basketball. Who's your team for basketball?
My team is the Toronto Raptors. Well, I'm not just that. I live near Toronto. Like I live like 45 minutes from downtown.
Because that's the only team you guys have out there. You used to have the Grizzlies.
Yeah, we have the Grizzlies, and now they're over in it was the Vancouver Grizzlies. They're now Memphis Grizzlies. Man, I miss the days of having two NBA teams in Canada.
But you went Vancouver. They must have moved. You must have been like 5.
It was younger than that. I think I would have been 3 because I was back in. I can't even remember when they switched that.
But I think it was a while. It was a long.
It was a long time ago. Yeah. Well, the Memphis Grizzlies have been a thing since, because I think they brought in the Raptors, and then it wasn't long after the Raptors became a team in the expansion that they
Canada's not big enough for 2 teams. We gotta pack one of you guys up.
What we got? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 4 or 5 NHL teams.
And then fucking, I hear they're thinking about making the football team in Canada.
Well, I don't know how true there is. Football team, but we don't have American football. Hey, I'm player of the game again.
Well, you guys have the CFL.
Yeah, we have the CFL and we have the Toronto Argonauts, as well as a bunch of other ones.
Yeah, but I've heard they're thinking about making an NFL team in Canada.
Okay,
I think they said it would be Toronto.
Then I'm wondering about. I'm just wondering how that would work, because then are they going to keep the Toronto Argonauts, or are they going to?
I'm not sure, but I just know because they wanted to go, a little bit more international.
Yeah,
but you could really only go to Mexico and Canada. You can't go to the UK, because then a team have to travel. They have to travel. Was it has to be 8 hours at least?
8, 9, 10 hours. It would be horrible.
Yeah, and then the time difference. It would just be too much to account for.
Well, I always thought it was funny watching sports, and it'd be like, oh, they're the champions of the world, but there's only 2 countries involved at most. Yeah. I remember the days when Canada had 2 MLB teams. That was fun.
Yeah, the Blue Jays and then the
Montreal Expos.
Yeah,
the Expos. I think I have an Expos hat somewhere, but they became the Washington Nationals.
Oh, yeah. I was wondering what happened to them. Now that you say that.
Yep, they became the Nationals.
All right, so transitioning, so we don't keep boring everybody with our sports talk, because everybody's like, we're here with streaming, god damn it.
What is this sports?
Not everybody's like us, we're
wearing me with physical.
Not everybody likes streaming and video games and sports. We're a rare breed.
Yeah.
So back to the gaming.
Yeah.
So I already know your answer to this. Is probably gonna piss me off, because it's gonna make me feel old.
Yeah.
What was your first love of video games that made you realize how much you sat down for 5 hours and you really enjoyed playing it? You're gonna say something like the PS3 or something.
Mario 64.
Oh,
I used to be a little bit of an old soul when it came to things, and when I got into video gaming, it was
because the 64, if I remember right, came out in 98.
Yep.
Don't quote me on that.
I think it was 98 or 97. I can't actually remember.
So you must have just been going through your parents' shit.
Word.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I bought it on my own accord, and I bought it at the age of, I want to say I was about 7. And I was like, I'm not sure what I want to get. So like I was looking, I was like, oh, shit, like I know that I was a big fan of like older generation tech, just in general. I always loved like my nana papa in Newfoundland used to have an old rotary phone, and I used to love it for some reason.
There was this hill. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
All good.
Well, Discord is like, it's always hard like talking on Discord because like there's like a little bit of a delay. It's like when I think you're done, you're not done, and I'm just like cutting you off. Like I was gonna say, for the longest time, I stood on this hill. Like you couldn't tell me otherwise. I would say the greatest game of all time was Donkey Kong 64.
Donkey Kong 64 was good, but it was just something about it that I don't know. It just wasn't for me, and maybe it's just because it wasn't made for me or my era.
So I said stood on this hill because I'd say about 6 months ago, I was trying to transition more from like a multiplayer streamer to finding things that I could stream when my guys weren't on, right?
Okay.
And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna play some Donkey Kong 64. I'm gonna find the emulator. I'm gonna play it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, dude, this is kind of bad. And like, don't get me wrong, I played some older games also on the 64.
Yeah.
So like, it was bad in comparison to those. Like not in comparison to like these games. I was like, damn, like this game is not nearly as great as I thought it would.
Okay. All right, I find that happens a lot with older games that like were just part of your childhood. And I have a recent example of that. I borrowed my girlfriend's DS and found a copy for $4 off like eBay for, I think it's because it was a game I used to play on the DS all the time. And so I tried it out, and like it's a good game, but it's so dog shit compared to everything nowadays.
Yeah, but The Sims, you gotta like take that for what it is. They're really probably never gonna improve the graphics. I think they still make Sims games right now.
My Sims actually isn't the same as The Sims. It's made by the same company, it's the same people, but it was completely different, the feel of it back then. And it was back when they released, it was on the DS, they decided to go for a new approach. So instead of that same like, you create a sim and you take care of it, it was like you could have like My Sims Racing, and it was like basically like a Mario Kart ripoff of Sims.
Sorry, they keep doing it. Go ahead.
And My Sims was very similar, where it was like you have to like save a town that's on the brink of like basically shutting down, but it was never like taking care of your character. It was always like completing tasks. Like it was very similar to a lot of games I found on the DS back then.
And people that were like Sims players were like, yo, what the fuck is this?
Yo, this like fight shit.
I want to fucking look at my characters from an overview.
I want to learn guitar by pressing learn guitar and sit there for 5 seconds while my character does absolutely nothing.
Like I tried on this shit on The Sims, but like I'm just like, there's really a whole community of people
community of people that just for some reason like to take care of other people more than they take care of themselves.
It's like fucking Tamagotchi to the next level. I don't know if you know.
No, Tamagotchis were so good. I had a Tamagotchi growing up.
Tamagotchi was great because it was like, you know, you look at it when you want to. Well, let me feed my pet and then just keep moving. Like,
but it's horrible because I came home one day from school and I turned on my Tamagotchi. Like I went to look at it and my little guy died.
Yeah, I was like, why did that make that a feature? This is a kid's toy.
Like, play the game until your character dies, and then it's basically just a fucking paperweight.
Like, I was like, why did they make this a feature in this game where my pet just dies because I was at school? Like, was I supposed to leave my Tamagotchi with my mom to feed it? Like,
hey, well, mom, you gotta take care of this. Don't take care of my actual son. Just take care of the Tamagotchi.
Oh man, you
can figure out his own thing.
For a younger guy, I gotta give you some respect, man. You know a lot about older shit, and I respect that.
Tamagotchis, they're not even that old. They're fucking fantastic.
No, they're pretty old. I had one when I was like 6. So you were not born when I had my Tamagotchi.
I was not. No, I was not born at all. Just for reference, I was born in 2003.
Yeah, see, I was born in 94. Yeah. I got some years on, almost 10.
Hey, what can I say? One of my best friends from college is actually 30 years old.
And
Sounds.
not to use the term "your old soul," I could tell you like some old shit. So that being said,
Older was better.
this is something I just thought of. It wasn't a question I had before, but this is something I'm gonna add to every podcast now.
Okay.
Let's go through the systems. Hopefully, I remember all of them. You tell me your favorite game on each system.
Let's see if I can.
Yeah, let's see if you can. We'll start with, I'm gonna skip Atari because I never played Atari.
Pong, bro. You gotta go.
Well, if I had to make a guess,
What do you mean? I never played Atari? Pong is it.
if I had to make a guess on what my favorite game was, it probably would have been Pong. So let's start with, did you ever play Sega Genesis?
I didn't, but my dad had one. I don't remember the games on it though. I think it's somewhere in my basement, and I could probably find it, but I have no games for it.
So it's pretty safe. You could say Sonic. That was like.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's Sega. Of course, they're gonna have Sonic.
And then we'll to NES or Super NES, either one.
Yeah, it's gotta be Mario. Just a ton of the Mario games were fantastic. Even some of the more like the newer, more modern ones coming into the newer systems. I love Mario. Just for some reason, I never understood why. There was just something so fun about being a little Italian man and jumping on.
I was little brother, so like I was like, oh, Luigi's my favorite. But I didn't realize that was programmed into my head because I was little brother. Like,
all I remember is Mario being super salty in the Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. If Mario comes first and Luigi comes second, Mario will come and like stomp on his foot.
oh shit.
Yeah, it's the worst thing ever.
All right, so let's see if I can kind of stay in order. So we said Super NES.
Yeah.
Shit, what was after that? I know it might have been 64.
I think it was 64. I mean, there was different consoles. Like,
yeah. So I'm trying to go through. Okay, we'll go 64 first. So you said
64.
You said Mario 64.
Mario 64 is gonna be up.
So then we'll go PS1.
I gotta think of like the old. Actually, yeah, they had Crash Bandicoot back on. Was that PS2 or was that PS1?
No, they had
a PS1. I never played it, but I love Crash Bandicoot
because they go kind of hand in hand, similar things. I was a Spyro guy. Either you like Spyro or you like Crash Bandicoot.
Here's the thing, though. I love both. Okay, I actually, as much as I hate to admit it, as I was an adult then, but as an almost adult male, I watched the Skylanders Academy show on Netflix, and that show kind of went fire. I'm not gonna lie, it kind of went hard.
Is it me or is this game like taking forever to start?
It's because I think you're now the party leader, and it's not letting me choose a game to start.
It says Team Deathmatch.
So I see multiplayer.
Okay, here, let's try this again. Okay. But so
let me leave.
Got it. So PS1, Sega Dreamcast. You ever play Sega Dreamcast?
Oh, my dad also had a Dreamcast, and I never got to play it.
Sega Dreamcast was ahead of its time. It had a memory card that had its own little mini game on it.
Okay.
And then, dope. Yeah, it was pretty dope. It was super ahead of its time. My go-to game was this racing game. It was like all Disney characters. Can't tell you the name of it, but it was a dope game. Okay, so going on from Sega Dreamcast, we'll move up to the next level. We'll say, I believe PS2 and Xbox. At that point, most of the games started being like on both systems.
Yeah.
So we could combine the two.
But I can say a game that was only on the original Xbox.
Halo.
Matrix.
Yeah. True.
Matrix video game. But yeah, Halo, of course. Halo is great.
There was another game. There was another game that I believe was only on the Xbox that nobody I know has ever played before, and I can't remember the name. It was like a party game, like Mario Party.
Yeah, I think I know which one you're talking about. Never played it though, because I actually never owned an original Xbox.
It was like the main character I remember. Well, there was no main characters, but on the cover there was a black guy with dreadlocks. That's all.
I know which one you're talking. I know which one you're talking about.
I'm gonna have to Google it, and I'm gonna have to literally. Fuck it, I'm doing it right now.
Because I remember this. I don't know why I remember this. I think I was like looking at games lists from
Or like at Hollywood Video. I don't know if you guys have Hollywood Video on Canada.
We did not. We did not. We had Blockbuster. And that was my favorite
Blockbuster. So you know, you just walk through and stroll and find good games to play. All right, so let me see. Xbox party games. We'll do it like that. So as I do this, okay, we'll go to PS2. What's your favorite PS2 game?
I actually never played the PS2, and you're gonna hate me.
Oh,
I've never played the PS2.
That's my favorite system of all time. That's
a lot of people's. That is a lot of people. Hey, how about this, okay? So next time that I'm on this as like a follow-up when I'm actually able to drink, I will buy a PS2, and hopefully then I'll be $25,000 richer. I will fly out to you and we will play the PS2 together.
I would love that. You could take a trip out here to California, and we could play PS2. I even have a list of games we could play.
But let me have to pick up and I'll find it.
I found the game. It's called Fusion Frenzy.
Fusion Frenzy?
Yes, that's so bad I couldn't remember that.
Holy shit, I haven't heard that name.
But the game was phenomenal. I loved it.
Yeah.
All right, so we did Xbox, we did PS2. Move up to... Oh, no, we skipped the Nintendo Wii. That's disrespect. No, Nintendo Wii was with the PS3, huh?
Nintendo Wii came out around the same time as the PS3. GameCube, as weird as it sounds, I only ever played one game on it. It was from my friend's GameCube, and it was Penguin, or it was Madagascar. You know the Madagascar?
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, it wasn't the Penguins of Madagascar. This one here was the main Madagascar, and you'd play as Marty the zebra.
Oh, yeah, I think I did play that.
That was wild. That was so much fun.
All right, so for GameCube, I would have to say my favorite GameCube game was, I forget the name. It was the game. It came with the bongos, and it was Donkey Kong.
Yep, it was. I'm trying to remember the name of it, but I know which one you're talking about. It was Donkey Kong. It came with the bongos. I think my friend actually had the bongos.
The only reason is because once again, attached to my Hollywood Video, there was a story called Game Crazy, and there was local tournaments. And I would go kick people's ass like in the Madden tournaments.
Oh, Madden is wild.
And then my sister played the Donkey Kong game.
Yeah.
And she signed up for this tournament.
Oh, you're missing one console.
Did I? Which one?
The Nintendo DS. That would have been after the GameCube, I believe.
Yeah.
It was like it's kind of a console.
Okay, so we'll go handhelds after the
handhelds. Okay, handhelds after.
But yeah, so I went to this tournament that I signed up to just because they didn't have enough people, and I won. Got a sweatshirt out of it.
Hey,
all right.
You gotta do.
So yeah, we'll kind of stay in order. So GameCube, then we'll go. Okay, so now we got to go backtrack. We got to go to the Game Boy Color.
Game Boy Color. Oh, it's gotta be just from the Game Boy. It's Pokemon Red.
I was gonna say you can't say Pokemon because that's the obvious choice.
I can't say Pokemon. No, Game Boy Advance was the SpongeBob SquarePants video game.
But for me, for the Game Boy Color, it would be, there was this wrestling game that I played. Can't remember the name, but it wasn't like a typical wrestling game.
Yeah.
It was like a storyline where you get to pick out. Oh, nice. Finally. You get to pick out like The Rock, Stone Cold, Undertaker, or Triple H.
Okay.
And you walk around beating up bad guys. It was pretty dope.
I remember that one, I think.
So yeah, so we'll go Game Boy Advance. I think that was also around the GameCube era.
Yeah,
I skipped GameCube Advance.
That's valid. The GameCube Advance wasn't worth it.
And like looking back, I don't think there was anything really sticking out with the GameCube Advance.
There wasn't at all. But there was no major hardware advancements. The games were exactly the same. I don't even think they made any games during that.
Yeah, I can't think of what a GameCube Advance game looks like. I just remember putting Game Boy Color games in it.
Yeah.
All right, so then
good days.
I believe so. The one that was with the GameCube, Xbox, and PS2, that would be the Game Boy SP.
I never played the SP.
That was Pokemon Emerald, Sapphire, Ruby.
Oh, Ruby was so good.
I had all of them. Emerald had like the extra add-ons. So that was my favorite from there. I used to buy all the Game Boy consoles just to play Pokemon.
Okay.
And
I love Pokemon. I'm a big Pokemon nerd.
I'm a huge Pokemon guy. And I love opening Pokemon cards, but this shit's just so fucking expensive.
Oh god, I want to open them so much, and then it's just like, oh, you want to pay $55 for like $1 worth of cards, like.
And then it's like literally there's the ETBs, the Elite Trainer boxes.
Yeah.
Which come with 8 packs, and they sell for like $50 a pop.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that was a good time in my life. I had fun, but I'm like, I'm not gonna keep spending $100 per stream. Yeah, I'm not doing that no more.
Nothing I do is worth enough for that.
Exactly. So with the Game Boy SP, we will go PSP. Did you own the PSP?
Okay. I did own a PSP. I owned the Darth Vader edition.
Oh.
Yeah, the white one with Darth Vader's face on it.
So prerequisite, we're skipping all the other PSPs.
That's
I think they were complete garbage. So it's gonna go for PSP.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. So I had the Darth Vader one, and it had to be Twisted Metal.
For PSP, for me, it'd be Need for Speed.
Okay.
I forget which one it was, but there was a Need for it. Wasn't Underground. I think it was Most Wanted. We'll say Most Wanted.
It was so good. That one I loved for some unexplained reason, because I had it on my phone back, like my iPod back in the day.
So from PSP, we will go to PS3.
PS3. I never owned one, but my answer will always be Skate 3.
Skate was a super, I'm not gonna say underrated. It does get a lot of appreciation.
Skate 3 deserves more appreciation though.
I don't now. If I did play Skate 3, I didn't play it a lot. I did play Skate 1 and 2 pretty thoroughly though. And then Xbox, dope. Yeah. I always like Tony Hawk too though. I would say one of the Tony Hawks. Oh, I didn't give my favorite PS2 game. I think I skipped over me.
What's your PS2 game?
PS2, there's way too many. I loved NFL Street. I loved Tony Hawk. And everything after Tony Hawk 4, I loved. We'll go Tony. We'll say Tony Hawk and we'll say NFL Street.
And then a lot of skate games, like skateboard kind of games.
Got me into skating. I'm not gonna act like I was like amazing at it.
1 and 2 was fucking phenomenal. Some of the best games ever made.
I'm not gonna say I was ever a skater by any means.
I used to be a skater.
But I was able to hit a kickflip every here and there. Well, let me rephrase. No, I could never do a kickflip. That was a lie. I could do a heel flip.
Oh, heel flips are fun. My reason is a pop shove it. I don't know why, but it was moves I learned. And there's another one my cousin taught me called a candy wrapper.
I've never heard of that one.
Yeah, you put the board sideways on the ground, you put your foot on the basically you stand to the left side of the board, put your foot on the far left side of the board, flick it around your heel, and then land on it.
Yeah, that sounds like
it twirls like a candy wrapper. That's where the name came from.
But yeah, I used to be able to, for some reason, there was something about the leg movement.
Yeah,
I was able to do heel flips pretty consistently.
I guess heel flips and kick flips have different levels of difficulty depending on what footing you use.
Yeah, heel flips, you kick forward, kick flips, you kick back.
Yeah.
It was just way easier for me to kick forward, I guess. I don't know what it was. So I'm getting too much into
skateboard.
All right, yeah, too much into skateboards. But yeah, Tony Hawk unlocked that for me. I was like, skateboarding's dope. And then when Skate came out, it was a little bit more realistic than Tony Hawk. It wasn't just like press square to do a kickflip.
Yeah. That shit was so much fun. Though I have to say, one of the greatest things from Skate and Skate 3 was the bugs.
Oh, I can't remember any. You want to refresh my memory a little bit?
My favorite bug was if you're running down a steep hill, your guy won't fall down the hill. He'll run down it at super speed. So if you went on the mega ramp in Skate 3 and walked down it, your character would start to do this fucking Sonic sprint, like full speed, like fucking just running. And then there was another one I could do where if you land a certain way on your board, it would cause you to get a super fast boost of speed. And it was perfect for like mini competitions with other people to try and get a lot of speed to get a high jump off of something to get as many tricks in as possible.
Now I'm gonna have to Google some of these bugs.
Oh, just look up a compilation of Skate 3 bugs and you will probably be watching a video for about 45 minutes.
So we'll go Xbox 360.
Xbox 360.
I think this is a pretty obvious one. For me, it's one of two.
Okay. For Xbox 360, I remember like I had Madden 16, but my favorite Xbox 360 game will forever be NHL 15. And that's because I have so many memories of it. And that's because me and my friends we use it now to settle debates. Like if we're having a debate on something, we will
instead of rock, paper, scissors.
Well, we do something where we call the old rule of the Chell bells. When the Chell bells are ringing, you have to answer.
You're gonna have to explain that to me. Like you just like speaking Spanish right now.
So just a shortened term of NHL is Chell. So we say when the Chell bells are ringing, it basically means that we have to play. Like we have to. If we refuse to play, we are cowards.
Got it. Makes sense. All right.
Yeah. So if we had any issues we had to resolve, we'd play NHL 15 for it.
So Xbox 360 for me comes down to 2 games.
Okay.
Well, Halo 3.
Halo 3, okay.
And then Fable. I don't know if you ever played Fable.
Okay. Fable, I never played it, but I had a lot of friends that loved Fable.
And they're re-releasing it soon.
Oh, yeah, I heard they are.
I'm not sure if it's going to be a remaster or a whole new game, but they are re-releasing it soon. So that should be interesting. Now we're going to move up more into year territory.
Okay.
What did I skip any? Yeah, I skipped like a Nintendo. What Nintendo?
Yes. Yeah, we did PSP, so we got the victory. Let's go. Yeah, holy fuck. And oh no, it wasn't me. I thought it was me for a second because I have the same reticle. Damn, that's tough. But if we're talking DS, for me, it was, the DS was Pokemon Pearl.
Yeah, Diamond, Pearl.
Pearl was the one that I had, and Pearl was the one I loved. Yeah, so Pearl 100%.
DS for me was the first Nintendo like handheld.
Yeah.
That was more to me than just Pokemon.
Yeah.
I actually bought some other games.
Oh, I had a ton of games. I had one of those R34 cards, or no, what is it? The R4 cards? Not R34. That's something else entirely that we can't talk about on here.
Right. But the issue I'm having is remembering Nintendo DS games. The biggest thing I remember from Nintendo DS, which isn't technically a game, would be drawing in the party chats. That's what I enjoyed.
The Picto chats.
Yep.
Yes, I fucking love those. That was my childhood because I used to go to my babysitter's house and we used to sit in like opposite corners of the house and talk to each other through Picto chat. It was the most like first world privileged thing I've ever done in my life.
And then so we went Xbox 360. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. It basically was the equivalent of sitting in the same room and texting someone.
And I do that. Well, me and my best friend do that all the time. Like, well, let me rephrase. When we were younger, when we had time to actually see each other, we would like exchange a look across the room. And like, I was like, oh, he's got some shit he wants to say.
Oh,
yeah. So I look at my phone. Yeah. And I'm like, and he starts talking shit about somebody. Yeah. That's like the equivalent. Like,
you just hear an Ayo, guess what? And all you can think is,
exactly. So we did Xbox 360, we did PS3. Yeah. So then we will go to, wait, did we do PS3? No.
PS3, yeah, we did Skate 3.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So then we will go to Nintendo Wii.
The Nintendo Wii, without a doubt, 100%, any other answer is actually wrong. Like it is wrong. If you think of any other answer, you are disowned from my life, and it's gonna be Wii Sports Resort.
We were almost on the same page. Never played Resort.
You're gonna say Smash Bros?
No, I was gonna say Wii Sports in general.
Okay,
because
we were pretty close.
Yeah, because I never saw the Wii as anything other than a party console.
Yeah.
So Zelda, all that's out for me.
Yeah, no,
that wasn't it.
That wasn't what I played on there. But Wii Sports Resort, I still play it. I have a copy. I still play it from time to time when I'm at my cottage. It is such a fun game. Like I have like several records on ping pong. I'm pretty sure that I actually hold like a proper record for the 100 pin bowling.
Yeah, see, then like, yeah, the bowling, the tennis, the boxing. Yeah, Wii Sports was hands down
wild.
That was
boxing was so much fun going up against Matt.
Yeah.
Level 300 Matt, and you know that your time is nigh.
That was one of those memes. I saw the meme. It just brought back like PTSD.
Oh, I think I'm pretty sure that I needed like a 5-minute breather at work when I saw the fucking Matt meme, because I'm pretty sure I had a PTSD flashback.
So so from Nintendo Wii, we'll move up to something like I said. We're getting more into your territory now.
Yeah.
PS4 or Xbox. Was it Xbox One? Is that the one? Is that what was the PS4?
Yeah, Xbox One and PS4. Yeah. It's gonna be Siege, Rainbow Six Siege. One of the first games I bought on PS4 and one of the only games I played on PS4. As wild as it sounds, I only played Siege on PS4, except for like a few other games. Like I had a few story games, you know, a few fun games like that, where it'd be like, I guess they'd be newer games like Detroit Become Human. What's another good one? Like I played Advanced Warfare.
See, PS4 was actually pretty sad for me too. Now that I think about it, it was sad times. The only games I remember playing for PS4 were Madden and 2K.
Madden 2K, I completely, okay. Real talk, I legit have a game of 2K20 on my TV over there by my bed going right now. That is paused while I'm doing this, and as soon as this is done and as soon as I head off, I am going to continue my game. My dude currently has like 40 points in the quarter. My guy is very similar to how I play in real life.
PS4, I was very like non-adventurous with my gaming.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, 2K, Madden, that's about all I need. Like, I don't need shit else. And then Xbox One, I never owned. I never owned the Xbox.
I never owned the Xbox One either. But because that was Siege as well.
That was when like I moved out of my parents' house and I'd start buying shit for myself.
Yo, I'm on a 7 streak right now. That's an 8 streak.
So that's when I was like, oh, I gotta actually buy my own shit. Yeah. No way I'm buying.
Oh yeah, no way I can afford it. That's a 9 streak.
So then now we're getting really, well, we skipped like the Wii U. I don't know if you played Wii U.
As weird as it sounds, it was both the best and worst game ever. It was the only game I played on it. It was Black Ops 2 Zombies.
Really?
Yeah, Black Ops 2 Zombies.
The only game I played on the Wii U was this, whenever Smash Brothers was on the Wii U.
Oh, Smash Bros. Okay, we used to play a house with that with my babysitters and like my babysitter and her kids. They would legit, so we'd make our characters, instead of fighting each other, we'd like do like a game of house where it'd be like we have our own specific corners of the. It was so weird, and like looking back in it, it was such a big part of my childhood.
And that's the best. So when you don't play games where they're supposed to be played, that's the best way to play.
When you find so much fun in something that's like abstract, that's not, you know, the norm, it's so much more fun.
And same thing, just growing up in general, I got memories that just like randomly pop up in my head. That's like I remembered for the first time in like 10 years.
Oh God, yeah.
Like the other day, I remembered for some reason, I used to play a game called Suzy Q, not a video game.
Yeah.
Like a game my sister made up.
Okay.
Where like one of us would roll around on the bed and the other would jump over them as they kept rolling back and forth. And that just like, it randomly popped into my head. And I was like, was that a thing? Like, did we actually do that? Or was that something I just like made up in my head right now?
I feel that. I used to play a game, I'm not sure if other people play, but on a trampoline. It was called Popcorn. You have someone roll up and bounce around and try and open them up.
Yeah, that was dangerous.
Fun. It was dangerous. Oh yeah, it was so much fun until one of my friends decided to try and get me to pop. He would jump off of our deck onto the trampoline, and I proceeded to go off the trampoline and into a concrete slab.
Oh, you see, we used to play with a little kid. It was like me and my friend and one little kid. And yeah, that was like super dangerous. All right, so we went Wii U, PS3. I think that's about it.
Played. Yeah, and there's the new generation. I've never played PS5. I guess we could say PC.
PC for me.
Been around for a while.
And yeah, same with PC. I was never really a PC gamer until about a year ago.
Oh.
So I guess I'd say Warzone.
Mine, I hated Warzone with a passion. You're gonna hate me. I hated it with a passion.
No, to be fair, I'm not huge on Warzone.
I'm not a battle royale person. That's the thing. Like I play like PUBG and all that, but I just am not a fan of battle royales.
And I'm sure the people that watch this podcast are tired of hearing it.
Yeah.
I've never been a Call of Duty guy.
That's valid. I'm not a Call of Duty person either. Like I played like Black Ops 2.
Well, I wasn't like a shooter at all, to be honest.
Yeah.
I was 2K, Madden, NBA Live.
Or just a different kind of shooter.
Different kind of shooter, yeah. It's cool. No, I shouldn't have said that. Shouldn't have said that. All right.
Cut it out in post. Cut it out in post. It's all good. We're fine. No, we're not canceled yet. It's not canceled until it makes the final cut.
So I forgot my train of thought. Oh, so this Fortnite became a thing, and I made an attempt at Fortnite.
I attempted it.
And I was like, you know what? I'm terrible at this, but I'm supposed to be terrible at this because I've never been a shooter. I've never played shooting games. And then a buddy of mine was like, hey, I know you don't play Call of Duty, but you should try this game, Warzone. free,
Okay.
so you're not risking shit. Download it. If you don't like it, worse, you waste an hour of your life.
That's valid, yeah.
So I tried it, and I was like, you know what? This is okay.
You waste an hour of your life, and then you waste like the 15 hours it took to install the game.
Yeah, true. But I was like, this is okay. Like, I don't hate this.
And then what worse install though than Call of Duty?
Name it.
Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. So when you have the installer going, it counts towards your Steam progression. So just buying the game to install it would instantly make it so you could not refund it.
Oh Lord.
But it's a great game, and I love it because I'm a flight sim nerd.
I was gonna say, I don't get the big hype behind these simulator games, like the farm simulator.
Farm simulators.
I think there's like a tractor simulator, like a truck driver simulator.
Oh yeah, I have it. I actually have it. It's American Truck Simulator. I have it. I play with a friend.
Yeah, for me, I'm like I work 9 hours a day. Like I don't want to come over pretend like I'm working. Like I want to shoot some shit.
For me, the reason I like simulators, so I like flight simulators, especially because, well, I love planes. I always have. And on top of that, it means that I can just kind of chill out. Like my viewers can go on a little vacation with me, minus the actual traveling bit. So we get to chill. I get to teach people how planes work. I answer a lot of like misconceptions people have towards like their fear of flying. And, a lot of people will come to my streams and they'll be like, I'm going on my first plane trip. Like, what's the deal? What do I got to look out for? And at me being basically a veteran flyer, I think I've gone on more than, I want to say 150 planes, and I've worked maintenance on planes as well. So yeah, that's another thing. I am a jack of all trades. Yeah, I've done aircraft and mechanics.
All right, so let's do this. Go down this list for the last time in the podcast, probably.
Yeah.
So, professional Rainbow Six Siege player.
Yep.
You build computers.
Yep.
You're a musician.
Yep.
You're a basketball player.
Yep.
You're working on getting your license to fly planes.
Yes.
And you've worked on planes.
Yes.
But you can't cook a bowl of cereal.
Well, I mean, it'll end up with Fruit Loops in it, and I don't know if you want Fruit Loops and milk, but we'll have to work out.
I was gonna make another joke that might have got me canceled. No, let's skip that one. All right. So we went through all the consoles. Oh yeah, but also I would accredit Warzone for giving me, like, introducing Call of Duty to me thoroughly, because now I actually enjoy playing Call of Duty. It's like I enjoy Cold War. I'm really enjoying Vanguard.
Man,
everything before Warzone I never touched.
No, she's a big zombie, so she doesn't play multiplayer, she plays zombies.
And I've heard that zombies is really bad. To her credit, zombies is really bad.
Yeah, she does not enjoy the zombies at all.
And like the only reason I play zombies would be like the level of my guns.
Yeah.
But there's no big glitches this year. But I haven't touched it.
But that's wild.
Well, I mean by big glitches, I mean normally there's like a way you can like morph yourself into the map and zombies just keep running at you.
Yeah.
You can just keep killing them over and over again, but they can't touch you.
Yeah.
So it's good to level your guns up. But
that's why the game is bad this year. It's because people are not allowed to exploit the game.
And I just heard in general it's just different, but not in a good way. Like, sometimes different builds on you. Yeah. But like I've heard this isn't the kind that's gonna grow on.
Yeah. I haven't even purchased it, and I'm not going to.
I really enjoy it. I thought I wouldn't, because it has the same engine as Modern Warfare, and I hated Modern Warfare.
I actually liked Modern Warfare. That was probably one of the first modern CODs I enjoyed, but the last COD I thoroughly enjoyed, besides like Advanced Warfare, which I don't know why I liked it, because I didn't like the style of it. It was Ghosts, Call of Duty Ghosts.
Yeah, see, I didn't play any of that.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the name of it. The Honey Badger was my favorite gun in a game ever.
Yeah, people always shit on me because I'm like, I love Cold War. And then people are like, have you ever seen the meme where it's like a bunch of people pointing at a dog? Like, and the dog looks so sad. That's me when I talk about Cold War.
Everyone hates Cold War.
And I'm like, I think it's okay. Like,
I can vibe with it, but I mean, Siege is of course going to be my game. Like, nothing will take that away. But like, it's to be expected.
I never played Siege, mainly because, like I said, when I got into this whole shooter thing, my friends like, oh, let's try Valorant, let's try Apex, they were just throwing them all at me, right? Yeah. But they were like, oh, you might want to stay away from Siege.
Here's what I can tell you about Siege. Siege you cannot play it if you have a Call of Duty mindset. What that means is you cannot run around and you cannot shoot people. You actually have to use a brain. As wild as it sounds, you have to use a brain in order.
Wait, let's go back to the question that we started with.
Yeah.
What's the best piece of advice anybody's ever given you as far as your content, and who was it? And then what would be some advice you'd give to a brand new streamer?
Okay, so the best piece of advice I received was actually from one of my friends, Keyshawn, and it was towards about a year and a half ago. It was actually just before I joined the MGG. When I was streaming, I was kind of putting on a very overly fake, like happy persona, like super upbeat, super energetic.
You already come with a bunch of energy.
Yeah.
So I can imagine.
A lot of energy. So it was a lot worse and a lot higher than that. And he told me, like, you got to be a little bit more, real with yourself. Otherwise, people are going to realize it's fake. People aren't going to want to see fake. If you just be yourself, people will love that 1,000 times more. And if you keep doing like that, you're going to end up ruining your mental health. And, I took that to heart. So I changed up how I was, I took a little break from streaming. I changed up how I was approaching every stream to try and just be a little more real. So I'm a lot more open with like mental health in my stream. And that's helped me out a ton.
And that's something, before you answer the second part of the question, that's something I feel like maybe it's just my timeline, but I feel like maybe I surround myself with the right people. But that's a big thing for a lot of people that I follow is mental health. There's a lot of people that are like super down with mental health, taking care of yourself. And I don't know if that's a big thing in the streaming community in general, or just like I said, maybe I surround myself around the right people.
I know that it's starting to become a bigger thing. It wasn't the case a few years back, but it's starting to become a lot bigger of a thing because a lot of people deal with mental health and issues, and especially a lot of those people are people who play a lot of games, and it's not just because they shut themselves inside or they do that. Just people in general, we kind of find each other. So I find a lot of people that have a lot of the similar problems that I do, and I try my best with my stream to never sugarcoat things. I always, if I'm not doing good, I'm gonna make sure my viewers know that.
All right, so second half of the question, if somebody came to you saying, what's the best advice you can give me, I'm trying to learn the stream, what would you tell them?
One, you hear the grind mindset mentality, but grinding doesn't mean streaming for 13 hours a day, burning yourself out. That is not what grinding is. Grinding puts in a whole lot more stuff with it, like networking. Networking is going to be a big thing that you're going to want to start with, and that's just meeting people. Like I met you through Chris, and now we're doing a podcast episode. So it's all about finding those little interactions that are genuine. Like don't be hitting people up just because you want to gain something from them. If you think people's energies are cool and you want to chill with them, you chill with them, and if something good comes out of it, it's just an added bonus. So don't go into networking thinking that you need to always get something out of someone, because that's just being fake. That is not how you're gonna make it.
And to add on to what you said on both subjects, the grind mentality, like you said, I know a few people that would just stream all day with zero growth, right? Yeah. And that's not what it's about. Like you said, there's so much more to it. And then, like you said, getting to know these people is just not only you're not trying to steal their audience, but if you get to know someone on a genuine level, they will throw you a bone here and there. They'll still throw you some retweets, some raids. But that was one big thing I want to do with this podcast also, was zero recruiting. No spamming messages, no spamming follows. No, hey, I'd love to have you on my podcast, but I didn't want to seem like I was trying to gain anything from anybody.
Yeah.
More as, I'd love to have anybody on that wants to be on.
Yeah, and I 100% wanted to be on. I saw it from Chris, and it just looked like something that would work perfectly with me and my mindset. So I loved the idea, so I reached out, and here we are.
Yep, perfect. So the very, very last question, I'll chug my beer while you answer this. My last beer is, to answer this question, you have to help me with.
Okay.
Who should be the next guest on the All Drink to That podcast? Wherever you pick, slide in the DMs, shoot me their ads so I can follow them. Someone that just, like I said, not necessarily the biggest streamer, the biggest following, someone you've talked to me for an hour and a half now.
Yeah.
Someone you think I'd have good conversation with.
I already got 2 names off the top of my head. The first one would be DigiLeo. Digi is a great person. I love her to death. I helped her out a ton back in the day, and I actually met her through EMGG as well. And the other guy is Senders, EMGG Senders. He's also a really, really cool guy. He's a big car fanatic like I am. So, you know, we just got along. I also met him through EMGG. So yeah, I would say either DigiLeo or Senders would be some really good choices. They bring a lot of perspective into things.
So if you could DM me their links or their Twitter so I could follow them, you can shoot them a message. That'd be great. So before we send off here, everybody can look at your blurry camera. That's not his camera. That's on my end. But for all the audio listeners, go ahead and let them know where they can find you. And I'll leave all your links in the description.
Sounds good. Well, you can find me on Twitter at Canuckles. What is it? Canuckles TV?
Yes.
And then I don't know why I forgot my own channel link, but yeah, no. And then on Twitch, you can find me at Friendly Canuckles. That's where I stream pretty much weekly. I don't have a set schedule, but I'm on there pretty often. It's pretty much always Rainbow Six Siege, and I love showing off and also, you know, helping the community learn a thing or two about Siege and just improve their overall game knowledge.
And flying also.
Oh, and flying, but that might come a little bit later. I haven't touched flying in forever.
All right, yeah, go give them a follow, guys, on Twitter and Twitch, and go vote for him in the Last Gamer Standing contest. If you follow me on Twitter, I'll tweet that out, and hopefully by the time this drops, he'll be in the finals. So I appreciate you
actually, I might be. I might be.
Is it official yet?
Let's find out. Is it official? Yep, I'm in. So now it's gonna be for voting for top 10, and I'm still 4th.
All right, so
I have advanced into top 15.
So hopefully by the time this comes out, it'll be like the last round, so you guys can boost them up. But anybody who follows me on Twitter, you'll see me tweet out the link any minute now. Well, any minute now for me, not for you.
it'll be any minute. Well, I mean, technically speaking, it'll be any minute for them.
Yeah, true.
But not any minute at the time of the video actually being posted.
Yeah, but they get the point.
They get the point. It's all semantics.
I appreciate you coming through, man. Hopefully, I'm thinking maybe in August, I might have like a reunion of like all Drink to That content podcast people, and you could come back and have a drink with me.
Oh, 100%. And maybe if I win that $25,000, then it'll be an in-person.
It might be way sooner. Yeah.
Technically, I wouldn't be able to drink in California.
I mean, not on stream.
No, off the record.
Off the record. Bye, everybody. I appreciate you tuning in. I appreciate everybody watching the video. Go ahead and subscribe, like, go follow Canuckle, and we're out. Peace.